Today I'm doing a bit of a reset. I'm giving myself 1 hour to go around our entire home and see how much I can get done. I'll try to do dusting, hoovering, spraying some surfaces, and just kind of tidying all around. I'm starting in the living room and I'm going to follow the 4-corner rule. So I start by tidying and dusting this corner of the living room, which is where we have the bookcase. And then I basically move on from one corner to the next. And once I'm finished dusting the Billy bookcase, then I'm going to move on to the next corner, which is the sofa area. I'm gonna straighten up everything on the coffee table. And I find it really helps to have less blankets and less cushions because otherwise they just get thrown everywhere. And obviously the more you have, the more work you have to tidy. And I do still like them because I feel like it makes such a cozy environment, but I just try not to have too many, just keeping it to a manageable amount. I'm also tidying some toys like puzzles that my toddler took out this morning before nursery. She was at nursery this morning, so it kind of gave me a chance to catch up on some house chores. And then as this corner of the living room was kind of tidy, I'm going to give it a quick dust. I like to do some dry dusting with the fluffer that I have. I also found some toys behind the sofa, by the way. And then I will usually use my Pretty and Fig spray. I always have it linked in the description box because it's the one I use all the time. And I use that to just give the surfaces a good clean. Then I'm moving into the next corner, which is kind of the dining area. And we had this really heavy box here. We had to get a new lawnmower because our old one completely broke down. My plan was to take the whole box in the shed, but actually it was just too heavy for me, so I'm gonna leave it here for my husband to take care of later. But I am going to tidy up the dining table, just put some papers away that my son used this morning to do some writing, and then I'm gonna give the table a good wipe because that's always needed. They had breakfast here this morning. And I really love using this spray because it's non-toxic. This is not sponsored by them, by the way. They did send me some in the past, but I've been buying them myself ever since because I just love them so much. It smells like a spa and it's just really lovely. I'm gonna make sure the piano is dusted and clean as well. And then next to the garden door, we also have this little basket that it's kind of a catch-all basket for garden shoes. I just like to have them here on hand and it's really easy to tidy them away too when we're finished using them. So I'm just gonna straighten that up. And then moving to the next corner of the living room, which is kind of the TV unit area. And I'm just gonna tidy all of the puzzles that my toddler took out this morning. She loves playing with these, but obviously she's not at the age where she can tidy after herself very well. Like she'll tidy a little bit, but yeah, we're working on that. And we keep most of the puzzles and board games in this corner of the TV unit. That's been working really well for us. And when it gets overflowing, then it's kind of a sign for me to go through and declutter together with my son, maybe get rid of some old board games we're not really playing anymore, and then, make space for the ones that we do enjoy playing. I'm also going to dust the TV unit, which I get asked a lot about. It's just an IKEA Besta TV unit, and we customize it because you can add the wooden topper on top of it. You can just use their app to customize how big or how small you want your TV unit to be. But I really love it. I feel like it kind of goes really well with the wooden doors and the other things we have around the living room. Then I'm going to tidy up some coats that we used this morning, some raincoats. Now that they're all dry, I'm going to put them back on the hangers and in our undersis cupboard. Make sure they're all tidied away. And this is where we keep hats and bags and some of my workout weights and lots of little things like that. I find that giving everything a home is really helpful because if things don't have a home, that's when they usually get spread around on all the surfaces and random places, and nobody knows where to put them away to tidy because if they don't have a home, they don't have anywhere they belong, they just get thrown around. So giving everything a home has been really helpful for us. So now that my living room is all nice and tidy, I'm going to move into the hallway. It wasn't too bad today. I'm just putting some shoes away and then some toys I'm putting on the stairs for when I go up the steps. And I'm gonna straighten up just a little bit, some hair ties for my toddler and some random little things we have here. And a pine cone, of course. I always have like pine cones and stones and little flowers, but I kind of love that because I know they're only young for such a little amount of time. I'm gonna give this shoe unit a little wipe as well. This is also an IKEA one, and I really like that it's so slim. It doesn't take up too much space in the hallway. And then I'm also going to use use my Pretty and Fig spray. This is the bathroom one, and I like to use that one on mirrors and windows and obviously the bathroom as well, but it's really good to leave it kind of streak free and also tackles any limescale in the bathroom. So I'm gonna give this big mirror a quick wipe too. And then now moving to the kitchen, it wasn't too bad. I already did a little bit of a tidy after breakfast this morning, which is what I try to do. Like while the kids are still eating their breakfast, I'll try to go around and do a little bit. I don't like to leave huge mountains of dishes and everything because then it's just overwhelming, and I prefer tackling a little bit here and there. So I'm just putting some more dishes in the dishwasher. I did empty it out this morning, so it was all ready for the day. Just doing a little bit of hand washing on some of the dishes that can't go in the dishwasher. And then I like to spray all the surfaces as well. And today I'm going underneath all of the appliances as well because there were so many crumbs back there and it just needed a good freshen up. So that's what I'm doing. And something I find really helpful in the kitchen is to only have a few things out. And I've mentioned before the 5-7 rule. So I try to keep out only appliances and things that we use like 5 days out of 7. So I do use the kettle, the toaster, the coffee machine. So those are kind of the things I have out, and some of those wooden spatulas. And I feel like they're kind of a little bit of the core piece, but also being functional, if that makes sense. But I try to keep the kitchen counters fairly clear because for one, I have more workspace when I'm cooking. Our kitchen is not massive by any means. I think it's a good size, but I do think having these counters quite clear helps a lot for me to have enough space to cook and take everything out when I need to cook. But also wiping down is so much quicker when you have less items out. Because if you have 100 items on your counter, you're gonna have to move all of those out of the way in order to spray the entire surface. Or if there's a spillage in the morning, this way is just so much quicker for us to manage. I'm going to do the same in our little kitchen nook here, just gonna spray the kids' table and then also our kitchen table too. Make sure it's crumb-free. And by this point, I had about 20 minutes left on my timer. I'm going to go around all of the downstairs and just give it a quick hoover. There were so many crumbs on the floor. I love our dark floors. I think they look so beautiful, but at the same time, they show every single little crumb. So I feel like we hoover every single day anyway, but even so, I feel like I can see crumbs a lot on these floors. So I'm gonna go around, make sure they are nice and clean. And then maybe later on, I'll give them a mop too if I get a chance. Also hoovering the rug because we do eat at the coffee table sometimes too. Like sometimes we'll have snacks here, either the kids or us grown-ups as well, because we like to sit down on the floor here at the coffee table and watch something at the end of the day and have some snacks. So yeah, this needed a good hoover as well. Then I'm going to freshen up the downstairs bathroom toilet. And I'm just using some toilet bleach in here. I actually haven't found any good like non-toxic toilet cleaners, or I've tried so many in the past and I feel like none of them really do a really great job. So I'm just using some regular toilet bleach, but yeah, I might try some other ones in the future. Let me know if you have found any good ones. And then I'm gonna go around with my Pretty and Fig as well and just spray all the surfaces in here, the sink, the toilet, everything like that. And then I'm gonna grab the little mountain that has accumulated on the steps. It's just some clothes I had to take upstairs, some toys, and I'm gonna take them up since I'm going there anyway. And I was down to about 13 minutes now, so I'm going to tackle both kids' rooms just a little bit. It wasn't too bad in here. Just had to put some clothes away, fold them back in the wardrobe. I also went through my toddler's wardrobe and took a few items out to declutter because she has outgrown a few little bits here and there. And then I actually love tidying her doll's house. Just like putting all the little bits back in each room. I find that so satisfying. So I'm gonna do that quickly. And then I'm also gonna straighten up everything else in her room. Because they have less toys out, I find tidying so much quicker. And I find they play a lot better too. Like they have more focused play and they're more interested in the toys that they have. So once we notice some things are not really played with, we can either put them in a toy rotation in the loft. Sometimes we do that and then get them out at a later point. Or we might just declutter them if we feel like they've kind of outgrown them. Then I like opening the windows, getting some fresh air in, and I'm also dusting all the surfaces in here too. And I'm going to hoover the carpet in here too. Love me some hoover lines on the carpet. I find that so satisfying. And that's my toddler's room all done. So I'm going to move into my son's room now, which I'm not doing that much in here. I'm just finishing up the bed that he started making this morning. So I'm just gonna quickly put his pillows back, and then I'm going to just dust his windowsill and his desk and all the little surfaces he has in here. It's not a lot. It's actually quite quick to tidy their rooms now, but I do like to freshen it up once in a while. And I'll obviously hoover in here as well. And I also had time to do just a little tidy at their play kitchen. So there were just a few play food things that were underneath. So I'm just tidying everything up. And I find that having less play food is actually so helpful because they truly do not need that much to have fun with their play kitchen. And that was my timer up. That's 1 hour of just a quick house reset. I do hope you enjoyed watching this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will chat to you soon.